Nowadays, there are many trending topics around the world, and one of them is called fur in fashion. But what about fur in fashion? According to designers, fur has always been a hot button issue in fashion, and now more than ever because the consumer has the ability to research and decide for themselves where they want to stand. And according to the New York Times, fur is a more than 40 billion industry globally, representing an 80% of the market in countries such as China. Every year, millions of animals are killed for the clothing industry, all in the name of fashion. According to the fur industry, more than 50 million animals are violently killed each year. Some of them fall victims to barbaric traps, and others spend the entirety of their lives in grim conditions in fur farms across the world, waiting to be killed to supply the fashion needs of people and especially of designers. But according to reports, this fur usage was discarded from fashion because, according to the National Geographic magazine, new restrictions in the 1970s ended the use of endangered species in fashion. But these restrictions didn't work that much because fur is back, and it seems people do not have conscience about the damage they're doing to these animals and also to the environment. It doesn't matter whether it came from an animal on a fur farm or one who was trapped in the wild. Every fur coat, trinket, and a bit of a trim caused an animal tremendous suffering, and it also took away a life. After watching these pictures shown on the National Geographic magazine, it really makes me mad that animals that are in fur farms spend their entire lives confined to cramped, and that fur farmers use the cheapest and cruelest killing methods available, including suffocation, electrocution, poison, that makes these innocent animals suffer even more. The PETA organization, which stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, consider that the principal animals used for furs are beavers, dogs and cats, foxes, minks, rabbits, raccoons, seals, bears, and also some other exotic skins such as the ones from snakes, alligators, crocodiles, and other reptiles who are killed for their skins and suffer immensely. But my question is, why is these people just thinking on themselves and on their needs instead of thinking on the cruelty that they're practicing on these animals that are innocent creatures that they have also the right to live? And in my opinion, fur usage is not a basic need. This should not be allowed in many countries as possible. I have no words to explain how I feel whenever I see those pictures and whenever I see the cruelty and the abuse they're making to these animals. I consider there is no need to be cruel to stay warm and look cool. There are cruelty-free fabrics and fox furs available in stores everywhere, and there are organizations that continue working with designers and clothing retailers to encourage people not to sell animal fur and sell only animal-friendly fabrics. Personally, I think maybe one of the solutions that should be considered to stop the awful trend is to start teaching to children while they're still young on how to treat animals, keeping in their mind that they're the future, and maybe reducing this problem. Also, we should educate ourselves on proper pet care and educate others by sharing our knowledge and that we are against this animal abuse, that it's unnecessary in the whole world. Because technology improves every day even more. And as I mentioned before, there are animal friendly fabrics that we can keep using without hurting any living being. Governments should also participate on the solution of this problem by implementing a law that states that there is not allowed the usage and the raise of animals for these means, which will be for usage just for fashion. But for all of the solutions I mentioned before, people need to stand up for what they believe in when they witness animal cruelty and take a stand by reporting this behavior.